Hi, I'm Shaul. It's camera season again. In the past few weeks, there were a few cameras announced by two of the major manufacturers. Now, New Camera Day, the day when long anticipated camera is finally announced, is an ambivalent day. On the one hand, we are truly interested in new technologies and what's coming up, and the future of this industry, etc. On the other hand, it's a day we dread, because with every new camera, we are one step further from the state of the art. So our gear, or the possibilities of what we can do with it, is one step further from what is currently possible. It's silly. It's really silly, because the technology is a moving target. There will always be something new, more capable, perhaps easier to use. If we try to stay on top of that, we'll do nothing else. We'll have to spend tons of our hard-earned money, and we have other priorities in life: family, work, social matters, other hobbies. Life is not only about photographic gear. In the not so distant past, I used to get very excited about an announcement of a new camera, especially when the brand I was using introduced it. I always try to stay on top of this competition, mainly because the system I was using was inferior in an important way compared to the most commonplace systems on the market. I used first the 4/3 system, and then micro 4/3. I started using it because I have a strong propensity to support the underdog. But this tendency always gave me problems. The smaller sensor meant that the control of selective focus was limited. Low light shooting capabilities were really abysmal. at some stages in the late 2000s. And I always envied, those who were shooting with the full frame mounts. Everything seemed to work so easily for them, so well. I tried to make that gap between what I could do and what was possible at the time by buying more and more fast lenses. Because with a fast lens you can create more depth of field control, and of course the wide aperture allows more light to enter the camera and hit the sensor. So I put in a lot of money, really too much money, into photographic gear. You could ask me, why didn't you just shoot what the gear was excelling at? The small sensor meant that long telephoto applications were more suitable. For example, shooting wildlife, which is what those 4/3 and the APS-C systems are really good at. Or why didn't you shoot more macro? Those 4/3 and micro 4/3 systems had excellent macro lenses, and due to the higher density of pixels on the sensor, it really allowed large magnifications. But it wasn't the direction I took. Maybe because I had an itch to scratch, and I was scratching it. I was scratching it all the time until I became unknowingly an excellent scratcher. So I concentrated on photographing people in lower and lower light. Every time I bought a new camera, and that unfortunately happened quite often, every year or 2 years, I hoped it would enable me to obtain better results in such poor, really challenging conditions. And usually, despite all the promises and initial over-optimistic reviews, which are really only reiterations of the manufacturer's marketing material, well, they proved wrong, usually. until I got fed up with it, and I moved to full frame. I did it partly because buying all those new fast primes became just too expensive. I couldn't afford a lens I wanted. I had some financial troubles at the time and couldn't commit to it. It was more expensive than buying a used, quite recent full frame camera with a fast prime. So I just decided one day, well, that's it. I'm not going to stretch my budget and buy that lens, just going full frame, and that really gave me the perspective. Having two different systems at your hand enables each system to concentrate on its advantages. Having two systems also changed my attitude to new cameras in a radical way. Now, every time a new camera that may be relevant to me is announced, I first of all think what are its new capabilities? Will they be helpful to me? Will they do my work easier? And usually, in 80% of the cases, the answer is no. Mainly because the advancement of technology is limited to speed in recent years. You see, sensors are not getting any better. For the past maybe 12 years, there wasn't a real breakthrough in light sensitivity or in micro lens arrangements that creates a noticeable difference in the images you get from the camera. And this leaves basically only the speed of readout to be improved with every iteration. But I'm not really after speed, except for autofocus, which I'll get to a little bit later. But the readout speed allows you more processing power. It allows you to increase your frame rate when shooting in continuous mode, which I almost never do. It allows you higher frame rates in video, slower and slower motion, and less rolling shutter. But the video I shoot is only 180p at 24 frames per second. So all this exciting increase is not relevant to me. So I tend to be happy enough with what I have. An exception to that is autofocus. For me, the main feature of autofocus is the ability to use it in extremely low light. And some of the new cameras really revolutionized this aspect of usability. So when I moved from the Z6 II to the ZF, I really noticed a difference. It allowed me to autofocus when I didn't dare even try it with the old camera. Autofocus persistence also grew, even in very low light. It really allowed me to speed up my shooting and capture the moments I wanted to capture in a more precise way, without being subject to the limitations of my ability to manually focus the lenses. So I found ZF a tool that I really needed. But now there's a new camera that matches my way of work, the Z6 III. And going through all the specifications and reading about what's new, there is nothing in this camera that really excites me. So I am not interested in buying one. Same goes for the two new Canon cameras that were announced last week. All they would offer me compared to what I have is speed. And I don't do genres that require high speed. I don't do action videos. I don't do sports, not much anyway. And I don't do wildlife, where you have to really track a small animal through the bushes, and that is a real challenge for any camera. You see, there is a point of sufficiency with any technology, I think, with any tool, where it would take more energy to learn to use a new, more advanced tool than the benefits you might get from that new tool's capabilities. And you have to be able to recognize this point. Otherwise, you will be always chasing the new state-of-the-art technology, and you will be stuck on this wheel, never being able to come off it, which is a rather uncomfortable thing. The handicap principle, which I discussed a few videos ago, also comes to mind. Sometimes, actually many times, you can achieve the best results with somewhat inferior tools. Because they are a bit more demanding. They are more demanding of you as the operator of those tools. You have to slow down a bit and think. And by slowing down, you perhaps let yourself take over the creative process. You achieve a good control. You are in charge. Ultimately, a good photo is a product of your unique vision, your unique emotion and ability to take what you see in a scene and making it your own by storytelling. You cannot avoid that. The camera will never do it for you, and you can use the tool you have in your hand. This is precisely the idea of dirty photography. The techniques and the technology do not matter much at the end of the day. Whatever the flaws of your tools, they will not matter to the viewer as much as your unique contribution to the final product. So always keep it in your mind. Thank you for watching.